Hey, so I just wanted to make a response to this video, but also just in general, because I'm sure like if you watched this video, then you probably have been watching the other like satanic conspiracy theory videos, like I have, because I think it's really interesting, like there how there are these common motifs, and I'm kind of wondering like what is inspiring this, because for me, I don't believe that all these pop stars are like part of some kind of satanic cult because um okay, first of all, the Illuminati is not the same as like Freemasonry. Freemasons are definitely real. The Illuminati is probably real, but they're not exactly the same thing. Um, and also, you can't just be like a Freemason. Like you have to like progress through all of these steps and well degrees until you reach the 33rd degree, which is like the highest degree that you can attain. And also you have to have like a personal interest in it, and it's not something that you can be like possessed into or demonized into, as some of the videos have said, oh, like they were seduced by like fame and fortune, and like they were sort of like hypnotized and like joining this cult. Okay, but Freemasonry's whole like first concept is like your free will and accord, because it's the idea of like personal sovereignty, that nobody else can tell you what to do. Sort of like you are your own god, sort of similar to Nietzsche, but not quite. Forget, that reference just complicates things really. But so this idea that they're like coerced into being part of this and like made to use their musical talent, that's nonsense. That's not how it works. Um, Another thing is that this idea that symbolism definitely means this. Like, well, first of all, there's common symbols throughout all of human history, across all cultures. Um, there's many myths that are very, very similar. There's a lot of savior myths very similar to the story of Jesus Christ. There's a lot of different flood stories, like the story of Moses. I'm sure a lot of you, that's the one you're familiar with, but um, yeah, and so there's a lot of like virgin births. There's a lot of virgin mothers. There's a lot of saviors. There's a lot of to get a little less into the religious realm. Like, there's the whole idea of like the sort of like ancient crone, like witch woman who's like wise, and then there's like the young virgin who's innocent. There's the sort of like knight in shining armor, the handsome man that comes to the rescue. There's um, the devious like seductress. So these are very common. This is not. They're not actually called symbols. When a symbol is actually a personification, it's called an archetype. Okay, so first of all, there's that, but also there's symbols across many cultures. The Christian cross is actually based on something that predates Christianity. The cross of the world is what it's commonly called, and there's crosses in like Mayan pottery. There's crosses in Egyptian hieroglyphics. There's crosses in Hinduism and Buddhism, and it's a very common structure. And there's arcs, and so we see all these like recurring shapes, and we see all these sort of common interpretations of these shapes. Um, and they're beautiful, and I think that's why they have such a force behind them, because they always appeal to people. And I mean, a star, for example, is like such a balanced shape, and it really is like a beautiful shape, aside from any meaning that you might attach to it. So like, anyway, I guess my point is that we're the same species, and we understand the world all in very similar ways despite our different cultures. And the interpretations that are being put on these things, like the eye and the star and the pyramid, okay, that's all just the Judeo-Christian like basis of what these symbols mean. And the Egyptian uh, symbolism is nothing to do with Satanism. Satanism is actually kind of a recent thing, what's actually called Satanism. And they don't even actually believe in a deity called Satan. They sort of personify their ideals in like the concept of Satan, the idea that you should serve yourself because you're just brought in the ground after you die. So you should just, there's no such thing as morality, and you should just do whatever makes you feel good. And that's actually like, what's scary is that that is actually similar to what the ruling elite do think, because even though they're not, I can't say they're not Satanists, but I don't know it, but the scary thing is that they actually do believe like greed is good. I mean, that's the whole concept of free market capitalism. So I actually think it's kind of ironic that all like the Tea Party like conservative people are all like backing up like, yeah, free market capitalism's awesome, no taxes, small government. But like the whole idea of free market capitalism is like everybody is selfish and somehow that's supposed to like be good for society as a whole, and it's not. That's not Christian at all. Christianity teaches us to love and to give and to live a selfless life and to keep our eyes on higher things and not become debased. And so it's just this is crazy. Like why? I don't know. It doesn't make sense at all. But basically to cap off, uh, the satanic symbolism and Egyptian symbolism are not related. Completely different. Satanic symbolism might have some inspirations in Egyptian, but they're not like, it didn't go like evolve Egyptian, religion. It didn't evolve into Satanism. They're just different. Okay. And, actually Christianity evolved from the Egyptian religious system. I know a lot of people like dispute that, but go look it up, go look into it. But so those two things are not related, and you could be interpreting the symbols totally wrong. And also like people just want to be edgy, they want to use symbols that they know are controversial and they know people are going to be offended by, because that's how they're popular, because everyone, oh my god, did you see what so and so did, like that's their whole thing. That's how they make their money. So excuse me. Yeah, yeah, gonna make another video probably and explain more about symbolism throughout cultures, but that's all for now.